So I feel like people need to give Paddy the Baddy a little bit of credit just over his Tony Ferguson win. Now I know that Tony is not the same fighter that he used to be. Obviously, it's true, and we need to accept that because after 7 straight losses, even after you bring in David Goggins and do Hell Week, his chin is not the same as it used to be. Paddy was able to really give him some problems, and I think a lot of that just attributes to Tony Ferguson just not being the same. Like, let's say Tony goes against someone like Jared Gordon or Mark Madsen. I think it's going to be a easy night at the office for anyone who fights Tony. And you know what? I'm not even going to urge Tony to retire anymore. As a Tony Ferguson fan, I just think that I want to see what's best for him. I want to see him bring up students, keep the legacy going outside the UFC because he's obviously built up a legendary run, and nothing's going to change that. Because no matter how many times he loses now, before then, dude, he had one of the best winning streaks in the lightweight division, and he never got a title shot that he well deserved. Bottom line. So I can't say anything bad about Tony. You know what? When he was ready to retire, he's going to retire. And if he wins a fight, he wins a fight and proves me wrong. But Paddy, you can tell, has kind of improved because Tony and Green were pretty head to head, right? And Paddy and Jared Gordon were not on that realm because once you watch Jared Gordon versus Bobby Green, you understand that the levels just kind of changed. Now, I don't know if Jared Gordon comes back against Bobby Green and does better. Maybe Jared Gordon's gotten better too. That's a thing for another day. In fact, that's probably the next fight for Bobby Green. But Paddy Pimblett, I don't know what he was doing while his foot was broken, but sometimes time off helps. It just kind of is true. Sometimes taking time to like kind of relax, it keeps the work ethic going. Because if you do like 6 really good hours a day versus like 12 lackluster hours because you're burnt out, you're not getting as much work done as you need to be getting. You're not getting things done like you need to be getting. Because when you're tired, you're tired. It just is what it is. But Paddy had some time off, and you could tell he really had time to change his game plans and take some accountability. His chin didn't look nearly as exposed as it usually does. You could tell he's cleaning up his striking. And that Brazilian Jiu Jitsu did really well, And actually, I really think that um, Paddy's becoming more and more legit. I know that he's very unpopular right now, but I'm here to give him credit when I get proved wrong, especially like because I didn't like Paddy for a while either. Especially after that Jared Gordon fight, I was very taken off by how he handled that, like thinking that the fight wasn't even close. But also, hats off to Jared Gordon for I don't even know how that logic works. It just made Paddy look super pretentious. And when you're fighting in the UFC, you kind of got a lot of right to be pretentious. But to take out a legend like Tony, right? And then still defend his right to retire whenever he wants, which you know what? I'm going to agree with. When Tony's ready to hang it up, he's going to be ready. Will he ever be ready? I don't know. I think Tony's just basically crazy, and I admit that, but it is what it is. And you know what? I hope Paddy finds someone in the rankings to go after. Maybe Mark Madsen if he wants to season himself further. Excuse me. Maybe he could go against a Matt Frivola. That would be a good one next. Matt called him out a while ago. And do I think Paddy could reach championship level status? I don't know. But that one guy that just derailed Frivola, right? I think that it's very safe to say that there's people who are still head and shoulders above Paddy. So I don't think he's going to get the belts. That might change. I don't know. But I do know one thing's for sure. If you're still hating on Paddy right now over winning against Tony, I think that it just shows a lot that he has improved and he's really taking what the haters are saying seriously. And who knows, he might even be a champion one day. But that's going to take time. He's not ready for it yet. But if he's able to improve now, he's going to be able to improve in the future. Peace out.